Welcome back to the Rise Up podcast, the show where we dive deep into the stories, lessons, and ideas that help us grow stronger, push through tough times, and rise to our full potential. I'm your host, and today we're talking about a powerful metaphor, one that will change how you think about your journey through life. It's not about how smooth or rough the path is, but about the shoes you're wearing to walk it. In this episode, we'll explore what it means to build the right shoes, your mindset, habits, and resilience that will carry you through any challenge, no matter what life throws your way. And remember, if you need it, we've got a PDF transcript of today's episode available. Just check the link in the description for those who prefer to read along. Let's get started. It's not about the path, but the shoes you wear. We all walk different paths in life. Some of them are smooth, some are rocky, and others seem downright impossible. But here's the thing. The path itself doesn't define where we're headed or whether we'll succeed. What really matters is the shoes we're wearing. Think about it. If you're walking in someone else's shoes, or shoes that don't fit right, how far are you going to get? Not very far before you're in pain, tripping, or wanting to give up. It's easy to look at someone else's journey and think, man, I wish I was walking on their road, or to blame our circumstances and say, if only my path was smoother, I'd get to where I want to be. But we can't always change the road ahead of us, just like we can't always control life's challenges. What we can change is ourselves. The shoes you wear are your mindset, your skills, your attitude. They're the way you handle life's bumps and detours. Are you wearing shoes that make you feel confident? Are they sturdy enough to carry you through tough times? Are they comfortable enough that you can keep going even when it feels like the road will never end? Too often, we waste energy wishing we had someone else's shoes. Or even worse, we stand still, blaming the road for being too hard. But if we focus on ourselves, on making sure our shoes fit us, on building the right habits, sharpening our strengths, and taking care of our mental and emotional well-being, we'll be able to walk any path we choose. It doesn't matter if the journey is easy or hard, long or short. What matters is that you've got the right shoes on. Shoes that fit you. Shoes that allow you to be who you are, where you are, and still move forward. So, stop looking at other people's paths and wishing yours was different. Stop waiting for life to get easier. Instead, take a good look at the shoes you're wearing. Are they the shoes of someone who's ready to walk confidently through life, no matter what comes their way? If not, it's time to make some changes. Not to the path, but to the shoes you're walking in. Because when you've got the right shoes on, the road ahead doesn't seem so intimidating. It becomes your adventure, your challenge, your opportunity to rise up and keep going. And no matter where it leads, you'll be ready for every step of the way. Building the right shoes for your journey. So how do we make sure we're wearing the right shoes? It's not about rushing out and grabbing the most expensive pair or the ones everyone else is wearing. It's about building your own, step by step. Think of it like crafting a custom pair of shoes designed just for you. This takes time, patience, and the willingness to make adjustments along the way. First, you've got to know your feet. In other words, understand who you are. What are your strengths, your passions, and yes, your weaknesses? What do you need in order to feel comfortable in your own skin? And what parts of your life need a little extra support? Too many people try to squeeze into a life that doesn't suit them, simply because it looks good on someone else. But just like shoes, life has to fit you, not the other way around. Next, think about durability. Life is tough, and we need to be tougher. This doesn't mean we have to be perfect or never feel tired. It means we need to build resilience, the kind of inner strength that keeps us moving even when the road is rough. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop by facing challenges, making mistakes, and learning from them. Every time you fall down and get back up, you're breaking in those shoes and making them stronger. Comfort is another key. If you're uncomfortable every step of the way, you're not going to last long. This doesn't mean avoiding discomfort entirely, because growth happens outside of our comfort zone, but it does mean finding balance. Make sure the shoes you're building allow for rest, joy, and moments to breathe. Life is a long journey, and you need to pace yourself. Taking care of your mental health, your body, and your relationships is just as important as pushing forward. And finally, don't forget style. Your shoes are a reflection of who you are. They should be unique, just like you. Don't be afraid to let your true self shine through. Too often, we try to walk the same path as everyone else, wearing the same shoes, just to fit in. But when you embrace who you are, quirks and all, you'll find that the journey becomes so much more fulfilling. After all, what's the point of walking through life in someone else's shoes when you can design your own? Now, the road ahead might still be bumpy. It might twist and turn in ways you don't expect. But with the right shoes, built by you, for you, you'll be prepared to handle whatever comes your way. And the best part? As you keep moving forward, your shoes will evolve with you. They'll adapt to the terrain, become more comfortable, and grow stronger, just like you will. So take a deep breath and look down at your feet. You're already standing on your path. The question is, are your shoes ready to carry you forward? If not, it's time to get to work. Lace them up, adjust the fit, and start walking. Because the journey ahead is yours to own, and you've got everything you need to make it all the way. Walking your path, one step at a time. Now that you've got your shoes on, built to fit you and made to last, there's one more thing to keep in mind. The journey isn't about how fast you go. It's about taking one step at a time. Life has a way of making us feel like we need to sprint, like we're in a race with everyone else. But let me tell you something. There's no finish line you have to cross to prove your worth. The only thing that matters is that you keep moving forward, at your own pace, on your own terms. You see, we often get caught up comparing ourselves to others, thinking we need to be at the same place they are, or that we're falling behind if our path doesn't look as shiny or as successful as someone else's. But life doesn't work that way. No two paths are the same, and no two people have the same shoes to walk in. That's why it's so important to stop worrying about where other people are going and focus on where you are headed. Are you going in the direction that feels right for you? Are your steps leading you closer to your goals, your happiness, and your truth? If the answer is yes, then you're exactly where you need to be. But here's the thing. Sometimes, even when we're doing everything right, the road feels long and lonely. There will be days when it seems like you're not making any progress, when every step feels harder than the last. Those are the moments when doubt creeps in, when you start to question whether you should even bother. It's easy to think about turning back, or worse, giving up. But remember this. The toughest stretches of the journey are where you grow the most. When you keep moving, even when you're tired, even when it feels like the end is nowhere in sight, that's when you're truly becoming stronger. That's when your shoes and your spirit are being built to withstand anything. And let's not forget, you don't have to walk this path alone. There's no shame in asking for help or leaning on others when the road gets rough. In fact, sharing your journey with the right people can make all the difference. Just like a good pair of shoes supports you, so do the people who understand and encourage you. Find those who lift you up, who walk beside you without judgment, and who remind you of how far you've come when you can't see it yourself. At the end of the day, it's not the road or even the shoes that define your journey. It's the steps you choose to take. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you lace up and keep going, you're proving that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. So, when life gets tough, when the path seems endless or unclear, just look down at your feet. Remind yourself that you've got the shoes to make it through. They might get scuffed, they might get worn, but they're yours. You've built them, and you're wearing them for a reason. To carry you forward, to help you rise above the challenges, and to keep you walking toward the person you're meant to be. Learning natural, everyday American English expressions is one of the best ways to sound more fluent and feel more confident in your conversations. In the first part of our inspirational speech about the journey of self-improvement, we've included some commonly used vocabulary and idiomatic phrases that you'll hear in daily life. Below are 15 key words and phrases with their meanings and examples, so you can add them to your own vocabulary. Rocky meaning difficult or challenging. Example, the beginning of her career was a bit rocky, but she didn't give up. Once again, rocky meaning difficult or challenging. Example, the beginning of her career was a bit rocky, but she didn't give up. Downright meaning absolutely or completely, often used for emphasis, especially with something negative. Example, that was a downright impossible task, but he still managed to get it done. Once again, downright meaning absolutely or completely, often used for emphasis, especially with something negative. Example, that was a downright impossible task, but he still managed to get it done. Trip up meaning to stumble or make a mistake. Example, I always trip up on that last question in the exam, but I'm working on it. Once again, trip up meaning to stumble or make a mistake. Example, I always trip up on that last question in the exam, but I'm working on it. Blame your circumstances meaning to hold external factors responsible for your situation instead of taking responsibility. Example, he always blames his circumstances for his failures instead of learning from them. Once again, blame your circumstances meaning to hold external factors responsible for your situation instead of taking responsibility. Example, he always blames his circumstances for his failures instead of learning from them. Built to last meaning something strong and durable, meant to endure challenges. Example, friendships that are built to last will survive even the toughest of times. Once again, built to last meaning something strong and durable, meant to endure challenges. Example, friendships that are built to last will survive even the toughest of times. Waste energy meaning to spend effort or focus on something unproductive. Example, you're wasting energy worrying about what other people think. Just do your best. Once again, waste energy meaning to spend effort or focus on something unproductive. Example, you're wasting energy worrying about what other people think. Just do your best. The right fit meaning something that is appropriate or works well for a person or situation. Example, this job wasn't the right fit for me, so I decided to move on. Once again, the right fit meaning something that is appropriate or works well for a person or situation. Example, this job wasn't the right fit for me, so I decided to move on. Get back up meaning to recover from failure or difficulty. Example, every time life knocks you down, you've got to get back up and keep going. Once again, get back up meaning to recover from failure or difficulty. Example, every time life knocks you down, you've got to get back up and keep going. Bumpy meaning full of difficulties or interruptions. Example, the road to success is always bumpy, but the journey is worth it. Once again, bumpy meaning full of difficulties or interruptions. Example, the road to success is always bumpy, but the journey is worth it. Step by step meaning gradually or slowly, one stage at a time. Example, learning a new skill takes time. Just take it step by step and you'll improve. Once again, step by step meaning gradually or slowly, one stage at a time. Example, learning a new skill takes time. Just take it step by step and you'll improve. On your own terms meaning doing something according to your personal preferences, without outside pressure. Example, she built her career on her own terms, following her passion instead of other people's expectations. Once again, on your own terms meaning doing something according to your personal preferences, without outside pressure. Example, she built her career on her own terms, following her passion instead of other people's expectations. Catch up meaning to reach the same level or position as someone else. Example, I was behind on my reading, but I managed to catch up over the weekend. Once again, catch up meaning to reach the same level or position as someone else. Example, I was behind on my reading, but I managed to catch up over the weekend. Lean on others meaning to rely on or ask for support from other people. Example, it's okay to lean on others when you're going through tough times. Once again, lean on others meaning to rely on or ask for support from other people. Example, it's okay to lean on others when you're going through tough times. No matter what meaning regardless of any challenges or difficulties. Example, she's determined to succeed no matter what obstacles come her way. Once again, no matter what meaning regardless of any challenges or difficulties. Example, she's determined to succeed no matter what obstacles come her way. Keep moving meaning to continue making progress or taking action despite challenges. Example, even when life gets tough, you've got to keep moving toward your goals. Once again, Keep moving, meaning to continue making progress or taking action despite challenges. Example, even when life gets tough, you've got to keep moving toward your goals. That's it for today's episode of the Rise Up podcast. I hope this message resonated with you, reminding you that the shoes you wear, not the path you're on, are what truly determine your success. Remember, you've got the power to craft your own journey, one step at a time. If you found today's episode helpful, don't forget to share it with a friend who might need a little extra motivation. And as always, we have a PDF transcript available for those who want to go back and reflect on the key takeaways. Just check the description for the link. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep rising up, no matter how bumpy the road gets.